Another foreword. I know I said it'd be shorter, but I got carried away again. Enjoy. Welcome back to Hoochos. Today we're going to talk about seeds and how you can get your seedlings all the way from seed through to propagator without any soil. Enjoy. Now, like most sensible humans, I started seed raising in soil. It seems natural and it works great. These seedlings are in a seedling mix with a light sprinkle of vermiculite over the top to keep the moisture content. We'll talk a little bit more about vermiculite in a second, but the reason that I wanted to move away from soil as my propagation media is because it can become a vector for infections in your hydroponic system. And also, the uptake of nutrients in a soil environment is different to the uptake of nutrients in a hydroponic environment. So, when you're hardening seeds in a hydroponic environment and transferring them into your hydroponic system, you won't deal with as much shock from the plants in that transition. Whereas if you take your soil seedlings and wash the soil off, you are more likely to encounter shock from the plants. So, to find myself the ideal soilless medium, I needed a mixture of drainage and moisture retainage. So, uh, the ideal mix for that is a 50-50 blend of vermiculite and perlite. They're both naturally occurring minerals that have been changed under heat. Vermiculite has a high CEC. Now, that's just a cation exchange capacity. The reason this is important is because that is a measure of soil fertility. So it means that the vermiculite can hold on to a lot of the nutrients that are available to the plants or that need to be available to the plants. Perlite has a much more porous structure than vermiculite. Perlite allows the drainage of water, and it also does hold on to some water itself. So the perlite holds on to both water and air, more so air, and the vermiculite holds on to both water and air, more so water, but because of its CEC, it carries the nutrients and holds on to the nutrients to make them available to the plants. So, as a system to implement these two growing media in something that was easy to irrigate, I wanted something that flooded and drained in such a way that you could add the nutrients to a batch of seedlings and it would flood to a certain point and then drain all the nutrients away except that which the propagation material held onto. In that search, I found these. These are a seed sprouter for your kitchen. They're meant for sprouting bulk amounts of seeds so to give you a readily available source of seeds, seed sprouts in the kitchen. When you put hydroponic nutrient into the top or water to start with, it drains into the next and into the next and into the next and then into the final bottom reservoir. And it floods and drains the growing media. This is really good because the flooding and draining mechanism replenishes the nutrients in the vermiculite and drives the air out of the growing media and also once it drains again, pulls fresh air into the growing media, replenishing the oxygen in the mix. Now, the oxygen is very important for the plant's growth, as well as the water and the nutrient. So let's grab some seeds and I'll show you how to set up your sprouting device. So to start with, I'm going to make up a batch of 50-50 vermiculite and perlite. Fill the seed sprouting device about halfway, and then we can lay our seeds out. Now we can go ahead and fill up the individual sections just above halfway. Now you do need to make sure you fill them up purely because when the flooding and draining action happens, if they're not full enough, there can be some separation of the perlite and the vermiculite because of the different densities of the two materials, which can cause a rearranging so that the perlite floats right to the top, which is just a quirk of this system. So obviously the depth at which you put the seeds in is going to vary somewhat depending on the seed itself. But with most smaller seeds, you can just sprinkle them over the top. And then we can just add in a light layer of the mix over the top of the basil seeds. Next, I'll throw in some eggplant. And you don't even need to cover them over the top. You can just rearrange the top so that the seeds are below the surface. Perfect. Now, the reason I've left the top propagator free is because it doesn't have a lid. However, you can find something that will fit over the top and act as a lid. And when you fill the propagator, you just have to be a bit more careful with the top one as you'll be pouring straight into it and you don't want to rearrange those seeds. So I just leave the top free because I've got extra tops. But if you want to utilize the whole propagator, you can just, find an appropriate size plastic lid. So the benefit of this system is that the whole system is essentially one humidity dome. And keeps that humidity in there until you see the seeds sprout. The fact that it's clear as well is fantastic because it lets light in, which some seeds need to germinate. So we'll go ahead and run the first lot of water through the seed starter, and it will generally take more water than the bottom container holds the first time around because you are filling up all of the water holding capacity within the vermiculite and the perlite. Now, there may not seem like there's much room at the top of each container, but this is just to get your seeds through to sprout. Once they've sprouted and you can visibly see the leaves showing, you can then move these individual containers into your propagation domes. And after a period of time, the seeds will come through and you can start to move them from here into your propagation system. Now, in my experiment, I experimented with cotton wool in this system and it works well. It won't work for my purposes. However, you may have a different implementation to me. So if you are going into a flood and drain system where you do not need to remove the roots from the cotton wool, that is a very cheap and reliable method of bringing the seedlings through this system. So the ideal temperature to raise seedlings is 25 degrees Celsius. It will depend on the type of seedling you're trying to raise. So do the research for the type of plant you're propagating. However, as a general rule, 25 is the sweet spot. Whether you use a heat mat to get you up to temperature or find a cooler place if you're in a hotter climate. So to raise the seedlings to this point, all you need to do is run water through the seed sprouter until you see germination. You can run a very mild, maybe a quarter nutrient solution through the propagator if you like. However, it will promote algal growth because you're giving a substrate and nutrient to whatever algae may be present in the water you're using. Over time, you can bump that quarter up to half strength, and then as soon as you see the first true leaves on your seedlings, you can then give them full strength nutrient. The benefit of this system is that there is no hardening plants to nutrient. The first nutrients that they encounter outside of their seed nutrient is going to be the hydroponic nutrient you're using. So there's no nutrient shock. Always use less nutrient than you think because it's a lot easier to address a nutrient deficiency than it is to address a nutrient burn. Now, because obviously not everyone is going to be able to get their hands on these or afford one of these, and I'm all about being frugal, you can use in its place a strawberry punnet or a blueberry punnet or an eggshell carton. And rather than have, them stack on top of each other and drain into each other, you just fill this up with your half vermiculite, half perlite mix. And then into something like this, you can just fill with nutrient solution. Dip the punnet in from the bottom. Let the soilless mix absorb the nutrient solution. Remove it and let it drain. Same thing, cheaper. And it has the bonus added propagation dome on top. So you negate the need for this whole propagation dome system. At this point, once your seedlings are ready, you can move straight from your seedling sprouter system into your puck propagation system. Now, I've made a video on this. It's available on my channel. All this is a deep water culture hydroponic system. So hydroponic nutrient filled up to the top of a reservoir, air stones placed in with an air pump, oxygenating the solution. And because you've already hardened these seedlings to full hydroponic nutrient, you can fill this with full strength hydroponic nutrient. To move from here into there, all you do is you take the puck from your propagation system and remove your seedling from your soilless mix. Place it in the puck and then place the seedling into the propagator. Easy as. I've actually probably let these guys get a bit too rooted into that system. They've definitely become intermingled with other plants, and I'll show you the roots. Look at that. Oh, they love it. These ones are definitely ready, like over ready. The roots on them, I may have left them too long. So it is an art. And there you go. That's how you take plants from seed through to propagator. Now, there is a more in-depth video if you want to look at the experimental side that I went through to get to this technique. Um, and you can always use cheaper options rather than the seedling sprouter. However, I like the fact that you can just chuck them all on top of each other, run one lot of nutrient through, and it's done. I'm going to experiment in the future with a larger reservoir underneath and a small pump on a timer, but I haven't gotten to that stage of um, playing with this system yet. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hoochos. I know I said it'd be a more succinct version, but here we are. Like and subscribe for more. Hoochos.